whether or not he's got enough time and experience. I just think at 23 years old, he just doesn't have that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got the Dream Wrestlers matchup.
Yeah, exactly. Massive.
This is Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. This is what everyone's been waiting for years. Not years, but this one's everyone's been waiting for ever since Chandler first came into the UFC. And I don't get why they didn't do this fight earlier. I don't understand why. I know Poirier chose to fight McGregor and Reem in the trilogy. However, I thought it would just been better if he fought Oliveira for the title. And because Gaethje was... Because when Chandler came into the UFC and he won against Dan Hooker, and then immediately he got booked to fight Charles Oliveira, everyone was pissed off because everyone was like, where's Gaethje? Where's Gaethje coming to the mix? Because he had that one loss to Khabib. So everyone was like saying a little bit irritated that Chandler got to go over Gaethje to fight Oliveira. So this is why this matchup needs to happen. And it's mostly because of the similar styles, the height, and the backgrounds of both of those men. Both are like, the American wrestling machines. Both don't like to make sure the fight goes to decision. So don't like to make sure that the fight goes to decision, and both like to use their Gaethje never uses his wrestling ability ever.
Defensively.
Defensively. He's had 0 takedown attempts. 0. So that's why I feel like everything's going to switch up now now that he's fighting Chandler. I feel like he's fighting another version of himself.
I think so. Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje, very similar fighters, very similar, except they had championship belts in different organizations, right? And then came to the UFC later in their career. They're similar in stature, and they got similar game plans, except, Chandler, he accepts that he has power, but he uses his wrestling to benefit him. Justin Gaethje accepts he has power, but he would rather do calculated firefights with suspected reckless endangerment, but like it's more that he just is able to move back and forth. It's just he's better weaponized, right? With Trevor Whitman, he really is.
Yeah,
and
Trevor Whitman was probably the biggest thing. Sorry, the biggest influence him, and probably the best thing he ever did.
Definitely something that elevated Justin Gaethje's like fighting career for sure, and the way he like handles these firefights. It's just I gotta say, Chandler, he just uses his wrestling offensively and defensively, and I think Gaethje has more power than Chandler, to be honest. I really think both of them are very powerful guys. But I think Gaethje marginally beats Chandler with power, right? But Gaethje will not wrestle. Yeah. He will only do it defensively, and I think that's his downfall. He always wants to put on. He would rather lose and put on an absolute crazy fight. Yeah. Rather than win. Yeah. Right? So
it's good that you put that up because he's such a strong risk taker. He's not afraid to throw hands. I mean, Gaethje I think he holds the record for the most significant performance. So he holds the record for most performance of the night bonuses in a row.
Yes.
And he's the most violent fighter. I don't think, to me, it doesn't really matter who wins. I like both of them a lot. It doesn't matter who wins. Just, I feel like what matters to everyone is it's the most exciting fight.
Yeah.
In terms of Star Wars. I think that's right. Why not? I mean, it will come on 268. Now, I believe 268 is also when they're booking Kamaru Usman versus Colby Compton.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
November 6th. So it'll be an absolute crazy crack of a card, and the main event and co-main event will deliver for sure. It's just, I want to take Gaethje in this fight, honestly.
Yeah.
Because he has crazy power. Yeah. Honestly, it's mad. And so does Chandler, to be fair. I think the best thing for Gaethje right now is to be like Chandler.
Yeah.
He needs to accept that he's got this wrestling pedigree and he should use it. He's got all this wrestling experience and this ability. He's very good. Why not use it? I think he needs to use it against Chandler. And I think we never really get to see Gaethje's wrestling and hardly even defensively. We saw a little bit in the Khabib fight and that kind of tired them out, to be honest, a little bit. But with Chandler, he's probably going to be forced to wrestle, and it'll be interesting to see how good Gaethje's wrestling actually is defensively. Yeah. So I think Chandler's going to put the pressure on Gaethje a lot. And I think it was just up to Gaethje whether or not he evolves into a better fighter.
Yeah.
Because if he can get past Chandler, that's another title fight up for grabs, or even like another fight, maybe a fight against Conor McGregor, since he's already got.
Yeah.
He's called out Conor before and implied that he's like, didn't even imply actually, just said you're a terrible father. But he's got the beef there to sell a lot of fights out there. So this is a make or break fight for both of their careers, to be honest. That's why.
It's just, I feel like if Chandler loses this one to Gaethje, they're going to give him what he did with the Ben Askren treatment. You know what I mean? Where
throw him another hard fucking fight.
Yeah, throw him another hard fight after that. Then Chandler's going to he steps away from competition because Chandler's 36. Hold on, let me double check.
35, I think.
Yeah, hold on.
I think so, off the top of my head.
And like you said, he's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time. So,
I mean, both stand-up guys, both very nice guys.
35, yeah, correct.
35, yeah.
So, I mean, Chandler's, in terms of who he is as a person, he's a great dude. Everyone loves him.
A good role model. He's now started his broadcasting career for the UFC as well. He started 2 weeks ago.
Oh, good.
Started as a broadcasting agent then. Like he's very well spoken. He's a really good ambassador.
He's very humble too.
Yeah, very good ambassador of the sport, and he's well spoken and articulate.
He's got Dana White privilege too, so that's another one.
True. And I just think Gaethje, if he can evolve, and with the help of Trevor Whitman, who's a huge, not that Henry Hooft isn't an amazing coach either, but Trevor Whitman is so good with game plans. He's so good making intelligent game plans and especially with footwork and things like that. I think Gaethje beats Chandler, and I think he knocks out Chandler. I think so.
For sure. I think it's going to be the other way around.
Other way around? Yeah. Chandler knocks out Gaethje?
I reckon either Chandler's going to perhaps submit Gaethje or win by decision.
Right.
I think there's just going to be a war. I just hope they trade. That's all we care about. Because everyone's going to be really let down if they don't trade.
Yeah. I think they will. Gaethje will make it happen. Michael Chandler will make it happen.
Yeah. Because considering Gaethje is the most violent fighter ever in the lightweight division.
The only person I can see making it a non-violent fight is Chandler and going for a blast double leg. And then Gaethje is forced to show his defensive wrestling. That's why I really want to see how well Gaethje defends the takedown. Because he was, we saw what he could do against Khabib and things like that. I want to see how well he can do against Chandler. Yeah.
So you're saying Gaethje?
I'm saying Gaethje by knockout.
I'm saying Chandler by knockout submission.
Okay. Once the fight comes a little bit closer, we're going to do a little bit more.
We'll do a proper analysis.
But I think Gaethje knocks out Chandler.